Okay, to start off the year, we're going to start with our place value. You have been doing place value ever since you started school, but this year we're going to extend our place value chart from last year where you went out in the whole number side to the million side. We're going to extend that to the billion side. And we call, instead of saying side, we really should call these periods, okay? So in our whole number portion, we call our sections of place values periods. And now we're going to have 4 of them instead of just 3 for our whole number portion. We're only talking about whole numbers right now, so we're talking about the left side of our place value chart only. And so what I'm going to want you to do is to label the place value chart that you have downloaded and printed, and we'll see if you can get it right. These are the elements that I need you to put onto your place value chart. I need you to put the 4 periods that we're now talking about in 5th grade, which are, you know the units, the thousands pretty well. You were introduced to the millions period last year. And then this year, you're getting introduced to the billions place. So I'm going to need you to put those 4 periods, billions, millions, thousands, and units, on your place value chart. And then each of the periods that we have on the whole number side in our place value are broken up into 3 parts. And we call those the hundreds, tens, and ones. And you can represent those pieces by using the letters H, T, and O. Then the last element that you need to put into your place value chart is the 3 commas that separate our 4 periods, and then the decimal point that ends the whole number portion of the place value chart. So what I'm going to want you to do is to pause your video, do your best to label your place value chart, and then press play on your video again, and we'll check your answers. So go ahead and press pause now and do your best to make your place value chart. Okay. Here is what your periods should look like. All the way to the left, we have billions. That's going to be our largest period that we know about so far. Then just below that is the millions. Notice we have commas separating each period. Then we have thousands, and then we have the units period, with the decimal finishing off our, or ending the sentence of our periods that we're talking about. Then I asked you to break the periods up into their hundreds, tens, and thousands hundreds, tens, and ones units. And so we would read the numbers as these are the 100 billions, the 10 billions, and the 1 billions places. The 100 millions, 10 millions, and 1 millions place. The 100,000s, 10,000s, and 1,000s place. And then we have just the hundreds, tens, and ones. Things that you need to be thinking about as we're going through our place value unit are what the numerical pattern is when we're moving from left and when we're moving to the right in the place value chart. What's happening to our numbers? How do they increase and how do they decrease? And then just kind of notice maybe some of the other patterns that you see. These are things that you need to be putting into your discussions and posting and saying, well, this is what I think I see in the place value chart, and kind of have discussions and replies to each other about those things that you're finding. Now that we have your whole number place value chart filled in, we are going to get a number here, and I want you to write this into your place value chart. Just like I did. Then we're going to read this number. This is going to be 902. Notice how I read that number just as if it was only in the units place. So I look at just the billions and I read the number 902, and then I say the name of the period that I'm in. So that would be 902 billions, 493 millions, 450 thousands, 802. So here's an example that you can write down on your place value chart. I would keep a note on this. You can fold your place value chart like a hot dog bun lengthwise down the long side of your paper in half, and then you can open it up and write these notes on the inside of your place value chart. So I would write this down. You can pause your video to do that. We also want to know what the standard form of a number is, and that's just how we normally write a number, just with digits, okay? So here is that number in standard form, which it looks almost exactly like it does in the place value chart. And we also need to know how to write a number in expanded form. Expanded form is when we write out each place value. So we would write out 9 billion, we would just say we have 9, and then every other place value is a 0. And then we're going to add to that, we have no 10 billions, so we don't need to add that in there. But we do have 2 billions, so we're going to put that in there. So we put 2, and then we have zeros in the places for the rest of the place values. And that continues on down the line until we get all the way down here to 2. The next thing that we need to think about is what the purpose is of the zeros in the billions place. It's actually in the 10 billions place, in the 1,000s place, as well as in the tens place. Why are those there, and what does that mean? Well, those zeros are there. Even though we don't have values for those places in our number, we need to write the 0 there to keep it as a placeholder for that place value. If we don't have the 0 there, then all of these numbers move down, and the value of the number is going to change. So, now that you have your place value chart created, you are going to use this to complete the next 2 activities in this section. So you're going to do the next place value activities that are just underneath this video listing, and you can use your place value chart to write your numbers in and get used to writing your numbers in standard form, expanded form, and then comparing and ordering. That's what we're going to be working on after this.